what do we do? Are we conservative? Do we like what do we do with this information for budget planning? I don't usually bring something budget this early in the year, but because of this and the uncertainty, it needs to happen. My apologies, Mr. President.
All right, good stuff.
Call the meeting to order. Could I have a roll call, please?
Marie Claire Gorham. Here. John Krischer.
Here.
Susan Murphy. Phil Pardue.
Here.
Mary Jo Williams. Here. We have a quorum. Thank you.
All right. Let's have a pledge of allegiance, please. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Do we have any public appearances today? Anybody on Zoom? All right. Then we'll move right on to our order of business today. We're going to discuss the draft agreement with the Carmel Public Library Foundation regarding the Harrison Library Project, Memorial Library Restoration Project, and provide comments to the City Council.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good to see you all. I am Brian Jarrett, City Attorney, and I'm here to present this item. As you've indicated, we'll be discussing the draft agreement with the Carmel Public Library Foundation regarding the Harrison Memorial Centennial Restoration Project and provide comments to the City Council. So as a spoiler alert, I want to tell you that I have very good news for you today with respect to this agreement. We're going to be going through the slides in a minute to tell you how we got here, but since the City Council meeting on February 4th this year, when we discussed the draft agreement, we've had some further conversations with the Foundation, and some revisions have been made to the agreement that's in your packet, and I believe this agreement is going to satisfy all of the issues that were addressed before, and this project should be able to move forward, and it's obviously going to be a terrific project for the library. So let's get into the slides.
The clicker's in your hand there, Brian.
Pardon?
Use the clicker.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm a novice at this, so. Okay, look, I got it right already. So I'm not going to read every slide to you, but some of this background information is in the staff report that you have before you with respect to the opening date for the library and how it is a city department, and it adheres to city policies and procedures. There are 3 funding sources for the library, including the city, the Friends of the Library, as well as the Foundation. So the Foundation, by way of background again, was established in 1989 with the mission to keep the library open, relevant, and thriving, and to ensure free library service in perpetuity by providing funding for books, materials, programs, equipment, and services. And then we recite in the next paragraph about projects that the Foundation has assisted with, including the Gathering Place project to provide a free meeting space for the community, as well as the Park Branch lobby renovation project. So the Foundation is currently proposing to fund the, I'll just call it the project, so I don't have to say the whole title every time, and that project is intended to provide seismic accessibility, technology, and systems upgrades for the library. It is our understanding that the cost for this project, including both the architect and the construction contractor, will be in the range of $15 to $20 million. So there are going to be 3 contracts that are going to be necessary for the project to move forward. The first one is the one we're talking about today, which is the contract between the city and the Foundation. The second is a contract between the city and the architect, and the third contract will be between the city and the construction contractor. Again, I'm not going to read this slide to you. I'll just hit the high points. On January 8th of 2024, the Council adopted the resolution that you see there to reaffirm the city's public-private partnership with the Foundation. Then on July 8th, the Council approved a motion to return in August with a list of the library master plan RFPs, to amend the RFP, and for an agreement between the city and the foundation regarding the funding obligations. And that's the agreement that's now in your current version is now in your packet. And then there was further action taken by the council on August 6th to release the RFP and to approve a list of 19 people for the Architectural Selection Committee. And then there was a commitment of $250,000 toward the initial architectural services agreement. August 8th, the RFP was issued. City received 6 proposals. As I mentioned, we still need to enter into a contract with the architect. That's been drafted and is under review, and hopefully we can bring that back to you shortly. February 4th, as I mentioned in my introductory comment, there was a staff report presented to the council. We discussed the draft agreement at that point. Council gave direction on revisions, and as I mentioned also, those revisions have now been made. So the proposed agreement that's in your packet is attachment 2. It includes provisions regarding contract administration, the approval process, funding for the services of the architect, funding for the construction contractor, and various other terms. The agreement does, as I mentioned, address the issues that were present in the previous draft. So the recommendation today is for you to discuss the proposed draft agreement between the city and the foundation regarding the project, and to provide comments, if you have any, to the City Council, which then can be conveyed by the staff to the City Council for its meeting scheduled for April 1st. And I'm available to answer questions.
Any member of the board have any questions? I don't think so.
One question I have. So I read through it, and it may be in there, but I didn't see. But is as far as the building goes, the architecture, it looks great. But there's also some pieces in there on having to move the library, temporary space for the library, or we're just going to close that down. Is that considered not part of this agreement by the city council? Is that a sidebar? When should that be addressed? And then the final one is at the end. This is going to be handed back to the board of trustees. We want to make sure that the functionality of the library fits the patrons' needs going forward. So, is that between the city council and the board of trustees to figure out how that's going to work, or should that be in this document here?
It does not need to be in the agreement, but I would like to ask Ashley to respond to your question about how that would proceed as she understands it.
You mean for the relocation?
Yes.
So the ad hoc committee, Mary Jo and Mary Claire, and I have been working on identifying alternate locations for library services during a renovation. I understand what your question is, Phil, about relocation. And we've been looking, as I reported out at previous meetings, at all the different types of locations, potential costs incurred by the relocation. And that is not included in this agreement. I don't know if we want to stop and put it in here at this point in time.
Okay. Okay. Very good.
Funding for the relocations in the agreement.
Okay.
Then we're good.
Yep.
So I guess the details for the relocation are yet to be worked out.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's ongoing right now. We've been working on that process for the last 6 months in terms of potential locations and, again, what those would look like.
Okay.
Yep, and prioritizing services.
Any other questions or
Well, it's the
comments?
functionality at the end.
I think that the board, we have our 5 principles that we stated before, and that's the most important thing to us, that the public and employees and everybody is taken care of. We have access to the library for people. They don't have to go 2 years without services. So that's very, very important to the board, as we stated many times. The project's fantastic, but as a board, we have to make sure that our public and our 5 principles are followed at all times. And I'm a heavy user of the library, very heavy. So to me, it's very important that the library's there. I don't want to see the projects we're looking at. I hope everything works perfect, and I hope it does. I'm all for the project. I think it's great. But those 5 principles have to be, I think, if I'm speaking to the rest of the board members, our most important thing to us. It's really our job to make sure this is done. And I'm sure that you have, you'll work everything out to make it work right. The council will. That's just my only thoughts.
Understood.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll pass that on to the council. So I guess if there's no more questions or comments,
Well, thank you very much.
that's all I have to say today. Thank you.
Huh? Any public comment on this? Anybody in the public wish to speak? Chip? Okay.
Thank you, trustees, and thank you for your service. I'm your city administrator. I think I've been here in the last decade twice, so thank you for the audience. I wanted to thank Mr. Pierick and Ms. Wright for, we've been working on this, quite frankly, for almost a couple of years at this point in time. This is a city council priority. So the council has, directed Ashley and I and Mr. Pierick to make sure that we pay attention to it. We have been, and again, our profound thanks to Ms. Moe and Alex and Mr. Call for bringing this forward to you. Mr. Perdue asked the question about, your president talked about the importance of the future of the library during and after the renovation project. And one of the items that you'll be seeing when you see the architect's contract is a very robust outreach and education process. So again, the people who call HML their second home, that we see them, the librarians let them in the back door and they come in and they read the New York Times and maybe take a nap in front of the fireplace for a while. That's their community center, that's their social circle. It's really important that we make sure that they know what's going on with the library, and quite frankly, throughout the design process that they're involved, and you'll be intimately involved. So again, you'll hear from the architect when we bring back that contract, their outreach and education process. So we're grateful for what you do. Just want to remind you that the council is looking forward to seeing this. Mr. Pierick said we're going to review it in about a week and a half. So thank you so much for your consideration.
Thank you, Chip. Alex?
Very briefly, good morning, trustees. Just wanted to say that CPLF is dedicated to this vital restoration and rehabilitation of our cherished library, ensuring its legacy for generations to come. Successfully undertaking a project of this scale requires a bold fundraising initiative, strong leadership, and active community engagement, which we are dedicated to helping with. This is a rare and wonderful opportunity for our community to come together and to champion the preservation of this cultural cornerstone, securing its place as a thriving hub for everyone. And just want to say thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Any other comments? All right, I'll bring it back to the board. Any comments from the board?
No. Well, yes, I guess I always have something to say. I just want to say I look at this contract as really the culmination of lots of hard work and a lot of, I'm sure, juggling behind the scenes to get to something that everybody could live with. To me, it's mostly an overview document and a financial agreement. And as such, I'm fully in support of it and looking forward now to the next phase, which is what I think we're more concerned about. And that is, how do we keep things going? How do we make sure the public is involved? So it's good to hear what you had to say, Chip, and Alex and everyone. I think, we're looking forward to that. We have some trepidation, of course, but we want to make sure that we are fully supportive of this project. It is a fantastic gift to our community. So that's it.
Okay. Anybody else?
Thank you.
My only statement is I've been behind this project ever since probably a year and a half ago that Ashley showed me the drawings. And I sat and looked at the drawings and said, boy, there's a good place for me to set up there at the library. So I'm all for the project. I'm just so disappointed it took so long to get to where we're at now. And I hope we can move forward and get it all done and have the community, great place, and have the community involved. A lot of comments I hear. I walk around town quite a bit. I hear an awful lot of comments. Don't touch the library. It has to be done. It has to be made ADA compliant. It has to be upgraded. So we're going to have to move forward, and I'm sure the board will work with the foundation and this council and make this project work, and it'll be a great place 2 or 3 years from now for everybody to use. That's my only comment. We have a motion to...
I make a motion to approve or to send this to the city council as written.
Okay.
Support.
Do I have a second?
Second that.
Okay, could I have a roll call, please?
Marie Claire Gorham.
Yes.
Excuse me. Phil Pardue.
Yes.
Mary Jo Williams.
Yes.
John Krischer.
Yes.
Approved. Thank you.
All right. I think that is basically, yeah.
That concludes our business for today, and we'll have our next week, we'll have our regular meeting on Wednesday, the 26th at 9 a.m. So I'll see you all in a week, or less than a
Thank
week.
you for being here. Thank you very much.